Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight. Now, remember, viewers, it is our relationship night tonight. And I have something in store for you tonight. Now, for this couple of seconds, I want you to call your friends, call your family, message them, send them a WhatsApp message, a 50-cent message. If you don't have WhatsApp, go on your Facebook, send them a messenger notification. Tell them Real Talk with Saieed Ali is going live on Synergy Television. Now, viewers, remember, we are the third best news forecast show in Trinidad and Tobago, according to TAT and the Media Association in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm making it very clear. We have placed third. Now, the reason why I am saying this is to draw a point for you. Very soon, I will show you a short clip. Now, call your friends, call your family. Tell them Real Talk with Saieed Ali is going live on Synergy Television from 7 to 8 p.m. Tonight is our relationship topic night. Now, seeing that it's the pandemic and families are home, so we want to hear from you tonight. What have the family been doing to keep the love, to keep the harmony, to keep the oneness, to keep the one love? What have you all been doing since you all are home in the lockdown? Yes, it's our relationship show tonight. That is our topic for tonight, and we will only be discussing that. Tell us what you are doing. Now, the husband could call in, the wife could call in, the grandmother could call in, the little child could call in. Because our show is structured in such a way for Friday night is for the young, the middle class, and the older folks. And every Friday since January, since we have launched the Real Talk relationship segment on a Friday night, let me tell you something. The young one, the middle class one, and the old one, folks have been calling in because they realize how interesting the show is. They have realized how interesting it is. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If TAT or the Media Association had to come after the show, they would have done that already. Because Real Talk relationship segment have been on the air since January. We started this Friday night topic. And I'm going to tell you something. From January to now, when people understand what the show is all about, it's about bringing family together, it's about sharing your experience, it's about telling your loved one, yes, you love them on television. So it has nothing to be ashamed of. Because you just say, I love you in a church gathering with 200 people, or in a wedding with about 300 people, and it just go viral. Right? So I have a short clip, and it's something I'm responding to. I want you all to get all the facts straight tonight. It's something I am responding to. So, director, as soon as you're ready, run the video.
Yeah, Mr. Inshan, good night, sir. Yeah, Mr. Inshan, good night, sir.
Good night.
Mr. Inshan, I is a Hindu calling, right? Right? You is a Muslim. I respect you. I respect your religion. I watch your show every Wednesday.
Right.
I respect the Muslim of the country, the Muslim people. You have a lot of Muslim people who watch your show. Full respect to them. But I have one complaint to make of a TV host who is a Muslim. Could I do it with your permission or not?
Sure, or not? You could go ahead. Once the information that you're stating is correct, I have no problems.
Well, what I like, he have a show on a Friday, 7 to 8, every Friday. Well, during the week, he holds right through, but on Friday, 7 to 8, I don't know if you ever watched the show, right? It's a very, very, Mr. Inshan, it is not, it's a show about people's personal life, married life, and all these sorts of things, which I think don't look good. Many callers call him and tell him, well...
No, but who is the person? What is the name of the program?
The program is on CNN. How do you call it? The channel where Mr. Ian Allen is beyond.
Or Synergy?
Synergy, yeah.
No, is that guy Saieed Ali or whatever?
Yeah, that's correct. That's
no,
correct.
but
Yeah,
he
that's
wanted
correct.
to come and produce his program here, and I refused
Yeah.
because I realized something
Yeah.
is not right. So
It
therefore, I
looks
have
very shameful, Mr. Ancient.
I
Very
have
shameful.
never watched that program because somebody, I think I went somewhere and they had it on, and I felt like if my brain cells were dying.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so caller,
No.
all I could tell you is that at the end of the day, in Trinidad and Tobago, you have people who have different intelligence. For example,
Correct,
if
correct,
I ask
yeah.
me, the reason
Yeah.
why we have a lot of advertisers here, it is because a lot of our viewers are people who are middle class, upper class, and people who have intelligence.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And
correct,
no,
yeah,
there are
yeah.
those people on the ground too as well. We have as viewers. But
Correct,
the
Mr.
people
Agent.
we have are the people who have intelligence, who could
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to something and discern right from wrong. There are people who just want to mind people business,
Yeah.
and that is all they know. So therefore, at the end of the day, there will always be a market for that.
Yeah. No, but I feel, Mr. Like Taft and these big, they should do something about it because a lot of people is complaining about it on a Friday 7 to 8. It looked very disgraceful.
No, but what I will
if
do-
you notice something, Mr. Inshan,
I will
the
see-
Muslim people don't call the program, because the Muslim people are respectable people.
No, but caller, I want you to understand. Just
Yeah.
like there are bandits of all different backgrounds. Muslim could be crooks, they could be rapists, they could be bandits too, you know. So don't believe because somebody, remember, Islam is perfect, Muslims are not. So at the end of the day, do not use him as a yardstick because believe me, that is
Yeah.
not why a good yardstick at all.
Yeah,
All right?
yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
but the way he rate up himself, I mean, I watch his show, yeah? I respect him, I watch his show. But the way he rate up himself and to bring those nonsense on a Friday, 7 to 8, it is very disgraceful.
No,
Very disgraceful.
but that is a story by itself. Anyway, let us leave it there. But one is that find something else to look at. I mean, and if people, like I tell you, people want to bring themselves, and let me tell you something, for those people who want that kind of thing in their home, especially with their children there, it shows you the type of mentality some people have. Let me just welcome.
I would not say anything bad about Incheon. I don't go around condemning people to start with. That is number one. Number two, he's a Muslim brother. He bowed down to the same God I bow down to. So there's a respect right there. Number three, before I went to Synergy, yes, I asked him to produce Real Talk on his station. And the reason why he said it was he finds something strange is because I don't beg anybody to sponsor my show. I fund my show myself. And Trinidad and Tobago, there are businessmen who ask other people, instead of asking Saeed, who funds Saeed's show? Who funds Saeed's show? Saeed funds his show himself. I am a businessman. I fund my show myself. I'm into real estate. I'm into security intelligence. I do spiritual work. I do debt collection. And very soon I will be opening another business. I fund my show myself. The reason why I don't ask people to fund my show is because when you hear they decide to, at 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 side, I give you this money to run an ad. They tend to tell you how to run your show. And you see that? I don't want no part of that. Keep your money. Your money have more value to you than me. Anytime you hear you start to tell me how to run my show, there's a problem. That is a problem. Now, so I cleared up that part there, but where Incheon said he find it funny. We're going to the individual. The individual takes time to watch the show. But he have a problem on a Friday night. First, he made it clear he identified himself as a Hindu. Let me tell you something. When I came into this world, When I came into this, now this is something I'm responding to, I'm responding to. When I came into this world, I met all race and religion. God brought me into this world, blessed me with a spiritual gift to do spiritual work. I will die and go back to heaven, and this world will remain same way. That's number two. What I want to ask the gentleman, when domestic violence are taking place in the household, and the male or the female are afraid to step out of the household to talk to, what do? You have a problem with our Friday Night Relationships show. In India, when they're married 7 and 8-year-old little girls, why don't you speak up? Last year or year before, they brought out a legislation and an amendment in Trinidad and Tobago. I sat down with a good friend, the C. Sat Maharaj. And Sat Maharaj said, Saeed, what do you think about this? I said, let me tell you something. I said, a 7-year-old married a 40-year-old. No way, in human eyesight and in God's eyesight, it is okay. I sat down with a lot of people, religious leaders, and talked about this. I said, this has to stop. I said, because you will be raping a 7 and an 8-year-old every night. And their consent comes from their parents. From their parents, not from the 7-year-old, from their parents. So that is rape. I was part of that discussion, and they passed the legislation where you cannot marry anyone in Trinidad under the age of 18. Why didn't our uncle voice his voice at that time? Since Friday Night Real Talk Relationship segment have been airing on Synergy Network, if that or the Media Association had a problem with the show, they would have contacted me already. But when you sit down and you look at it and you realize the population is being educated in a different level, in a different timing, it speaks volume. It speaks volume. So Uncle did not find it proper to do, right? He didn't call Saeed. He didn't call the show. He called another show. And you know what tripped me? You know what tripped me, viewers? He asked Ancient if they could get Tat involved in it to do something about the show. Let me tell you something. This is one of the reasons why I don't ask people to fund my show. Because if I have to depend on advertisers, I will have to talk as how advertisers want me to talk and not how I want to talk. So I'm responding to Uncle. Uncle, let me tell you something. Since January to now, I have helped over 200 couples bond their marriage together. How much have you helped? How much have you helped? I was the one. Saieed Ali is the one who pushed for no bail for rapists. Because of Saeed pushing for no bail for rapists, the Commissioner of Police launched the Gender-Based Violence Unit. I is the one who sourcing funds right now to build a rape crisis center, one of its kind in the Caribbean. I put in that together. I, Saieed Ali. What did you put together? We had a caller last week on our show. She called to complain, but she don't like the show. But her 16-year-old daughter, home in the house, pregnant. What do you have to say, Papi? Let me tell you something. I spend over $1 million a year to fund my program. How much you spending to help your neighbor in groceries? You know what tripped me? And I told my staff, I have to clear it up tonight. You see, when you call some other station and you tell them to get chat involved, to cut side show, let me tell you something, you make a big mistake. That's where your mistake comes in. How much people are you helping? I just help hundreds of people at the end of every 30 days with groceries in the house. And I just do it silently. You know why? You know why I do it silently? Because I believe in charity. I believe in giving. And they say when you hear your left hand do something, don't let your right hand know. That is me. I have helped over 200 people. My daylight staff here, they see couples come in, one after the next. How much people have you counseled? Let me tell you something, uncle. Long time, Nana used to ride bicycle. Nowadays, Nana driving BMW. What you driving? And that tripped me. That tripped me. You then decide to call Saieed, to give Saieed an advice. You end quality program to give a couple an advice on how they should make their living or how they should treat their wife. Seeing that you is an old dude because of the tone of your voice, I realize it's an old fella. And you did not quality program to advise a young couple. But you call a knock a next show to try and get that involved to stop my show. You know how I pay my bills? As I say, it's something I'm responding to. Nevertheless, it's 7:25. Tonight, topic viewers, I just wanted to clear that. And I wanted Uncle to know, instead of you condemn somebody, try and raise up somebody. Because just how you condemn somebody, God will condemn you. I am a Muslim. I stand not just for Muslim, but for a lot of people. And you know the sad part about it, Navin? This man making a discussion on the phone. But when somebody calls into Real Talk, he know if there's a Hindu, he know if there's a Christian, he know if there's a Muslim, or he know if there's a Baptist. That's what he's saying. Then you better say a man than me, I need to come by you. But nevertheless, I just wanted to clear that out with Uncle. And anybody want to interfere with Real Talk with Saieed Ali, let me tell you something. As long as you ain't putting $1 in my pocket, don't come wrong me. I always say this. 4 people tried to kidnap my son. 4 people. And they reached where they wanted to go. Police shoot one of them. And next 3 of them, they might even know if it's 1 finger or 2 finger or 3 finger you have in front of them. And just for your encouragement, Papi, advise somebody in how to live proper instead of calling and condemning. So viewers, we're starting our show tonight. Seeing that the lockdown is on in Trinidad and Tobago, families are home. What are some of the things that the family did together to keep the bond, to keep the relationship, to keep the family love going together? Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, please.
Go right ahead. Make sure, before we move on, you're calling to voice your concern on this topic we on. What is the family doing together?
Oh, no. Call about the guy who called you, okay? I just called to tell you, don't raise up your temper because don't take on him because he's an old guy, as you say, and he should find something to do. Okay? If he don't want to watch your show, let him go and look up another station, okay?
Thank you, my dear. No, but look, I laugh it out, you know. I'm not taking on Papi. But the thing is, Call, and I go say this before 7:30. The thing is, he asked another host of another program to try and get in touch with Tat to do something about my show. He ain't spending. Let me tell you something. I keep on a drive to help children get tablets to go online. And Uncle would even say, Saieed, I have a 200, boy. I want to make a contribution, but come for it now. But want to condemn me? Boy, let me tell you, hey, watch me. Here what I could have done, eh? Viewers from 7:30, feel free to call in 238-6716. Like I said, it's something I'm responding to. I'm responding to Uncle. If I'm going to talk about the next one, well, we got a whole night here. And the kind of essays I go about is a different story, but we are talking about here. We're talking about Uncle. Here what I could have done. You see, just how I cut this time slot. I cut it myself. You see, just how I cut this time slot and I put it on TV. Just so, I could have take the time. I could have go by a police and authority. Let her write up a letter for me to go to the cell or TSTT. Let me tell you something. And you see, for that 3 minutes, I could have get Uncle name, Uncle address, and where Uncle walking. I could have go down by Uncle house, snap a picture of Uncle house, and I'd find out from the neighbors how we treat the family and bring it on television. I could have do that. But I didn't want to embarrass him more than he already embarrassed himself. But what are you going to do? This month will make it January, February, March, April, May, June, 6 months. And I have helped over 200 couples stay together. Papi may be separate from him one numerous times. Call her good night.
Good night.
My dear, what are you and your family doing to keep the love in the family at this COVID-19 lockdown?
Okay, well, this is Kapijama calling. The second time I get into I have you show all the time every Friday night, me and my brother at the show on a Friday night. And our family, we cleaning up. We're doing all the best we could do for this COVID, not going outside, not going anywhere. Shining up the pot in the kitchen, dusting down, cleaning up, do everything we could have do and plant our little garden as season and whatever.
So you're planting a little garden with the family too?
Yes.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you very much.
So you see, viewers, tonight now from 7:30 going straight back to 8 o'clock, what have you been doing with your family to keep the love, to keep the relationship in the family? 238-6716. Feel free to call in, viewers. Hey. Some of them are easy, you know, boy. People rather condemn people than raise them up, you know. People rather condemn you than raise you up. Just imagine, we have a call. Call her good night.
Good night.
My darling, what have you and your family been doing since you are in the lockdown together to keep the one love in the family?
Well, we have dinner at home together.
Nice.
And, pray together.
Good, very well, very well.
We've been going like that ever since. During this pandemic, we didn't have that time before. Now we do.
Good, good. So in a way now, you must say thank God for the pandemic, the family together.
Yes, definitely. And I want to say to you, you are a positive individual, and I want you to look at the future. Don't study that caller. Don't study the other host of the other program. They say great minds think alike, but those two of them have no good insight in them. So I want you to continue doing a good show and a good program for us to look at.
Thank you, my dear. You see, like I said, I am not responding to the other host. I am making it very clear. He's a Muslim brother. I don't go around condemning Muslim brothers or sisters. That is not my thing. That is not my thing. So 238-6716, what have you and your family been doing together to keep the love in the family on this lockdown, COVID-19 lockdown that we have in Trinidad and Tobago? Now, let me tell you something. I have police friends, north, south, east, and west, and they have been telling me, Saieed boy, sometime for the night, if we get 10 report, 8 is domestic violence. Call her good night.
Oh, good night.
My dear, good night to you. What have you and your family been doing to keep the one love in the house?
We still keeping the honey and we're free.
How you going, my dear?
I'm good. Love here.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Tell me what she gone? Hey, let me tell you something now. This Friday night relationship show is one of the best shows that is passing through Trinidad and Tobago. It brings family together. You see, last week a lot of people get tied up. A lot of people who lack knowledge got tied up with this show. Now let me explain something to you. There are husbands and there are wives living together. When I ask the question, if the females are satisfied with their husband, and if the males were satisfied with their wife, I wasn't talking about sex. No part of that was relating to sex. But we so illiterate. You know why would I use the word illiterate? Because we have no sex education going on, no part of Trinidad. So we illiterate it. There are husbands and wives living together. And the husband is looking for a way out. And the wives are looking for a way out. Why? They are not satisfied with each other. It is happening where? Right here in Trinidad. Caller, good night.
Hey, good night, and good night to everybody.
My friend, what have you and the family been doing to stay together? Keep the one love in the house.
Okay, well, today we've been practicing to cook.
Oh, that's good, nice.
Yeah, well, my daughter is, she's studying for A-levels as well.
Uh-huh.
So when she finished with all her classes and lessons, you know, we the whole night, the half night, the whole night, the weekend, we cooking all kind of things.
Right.
When they finish now, I'm the one who have to clean up all the mess in the kitchen.
Oh, well, you know how dads is. Dads have to clean up.
But it's a good time, and I mean, we staying indoors.
Oh, most precious thing is family, my friend. I do want to thank you for sharing your part with us tonight. So viewers, 238-6716, feel free to call in. I'm just stepping out for a bit. You know, with the Sahara that's going around, my throat kind of dry these days, you know, but nevertheless, Doc, thank you again so much. The medication working. I know you're locked on. It's working. Thank you so much. So viewers, 238-6716, what have you been doing to keep the love in the family? To keep the oneness, to keep the togetherness. We know we can't go outside in the malls, we can't go in the restaurants, we can't go to the neighbor birthday party, you know. So we had to do something in the family. Now I'm going to tell you something. Because of this lockdown, it have also brought frustration. Frustration among the males and the females. Why should there be frustration between the husband and the wife on a time like now? Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
My dear, what have you and the family been doing?
Well, actually, we've been spending a lot of time together, watching television, cooking.
Good.
Playing games with the kids. So, despite I went through a negative, I'm going through a negative process because I've lost my job since last year, but to look at the positive in it.
Yes.
Also, I'd just like to tell you that you shouldn't study the guy that called in even in other program because jealousy speaks a lot.
No, but caller, she there?
Yeah.
What tripped me is when he started, like, you know, if you know anybody or you could get Tat involved to do something about the show. You see, the thing is, Uncle, neither the host, neither Tat knows how I pay my bills.
Yes, exactly. And clearly, he looks at your program. So
exactly.
If he's not interested, why look at it? Because clearly he looks at you for him to call somebody else and complain.
Thank you, my dear.
I just want to say we do enjoy your program and we look at you regular, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a pleasant night.
You too. Be safe with the family. So you see, viewers, Real Talk Relationship segment is not about sex. You see, and that is the misconception. The uneducated people, that's the first thing they will throw out. That is the first thing they will throw out. And that's the whole misconception that our last week's show and the week before that when I ask the question is, are you satisfied with your husband or your wife? There are families living together that where the husband just looking for a way out and the wife looking for a way out, but they don't know how to go. So that what, now I will tell you something. 7 couples came to me within a week and a half. And when they sat in front of me, all I saw is the husband want to go left and the wife want to go right. But they're just there in the house living, and they're waiting for the perfect time to blame the other party to step out. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
My friend.
Saeed, you have a wonderful program. A wonderful program. Nobody can beat this program. What I have to say is that right now people in this country see in trouble. Most of them not getting any kind of assistance. Remember, the government borrow over 40.
I understand what you're saying, my friend. I understand what you're saying. Thank you so much for your input. Like I said, 2386716. What have you and your family been doing in this lockdown to keep the one love, to keep the happiness, to keep the togetherness, to keep the faithfulness? What have you been doing with the family? Male, female, and even the little ones could call in. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Saeed.
My dear, what have you and the family been doing?
Well, it's just my husband and I. But what happened is we've been doing this even before COVID.
Okay.
We've been doing things together, like we would sit and look at television, we look at cricket, we look at football. Well, since we came to get to know about your program, we love you, so we look at your program. Yesterday we did some planting.
Tell us. My dear, tell me what you love about this program the most. Our Friday night show.
I love the way you handle your program. I love the way you're independent. And the confidence that you carry your show, I love it. And you know what? The thing about it is that I like the way you don't answer to no one. That's what I like.
Thank you, my dear.
So nobody can tell you what to do. You run your show according to you, and we love your program. I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much. Now, I have always said, now, before I go further, I do want to thank the general manager of Synergy TV, O'Brien Haynes. When I started this program, O'Brien molded me in such a way that no matter what storm come at you, Saeed, weather your storm. And he said, your program starting off now as a show on TV. It's an independent show. He knows I'm funding my own program. And he said, your show starting now, you may not get 1 million views because it is a new program. I'm going to tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. I took what he said and I stood firm. And I paddled and I canoed and I weathered the storm. Today, 3 years down the road, I am proud to say we are the 3rd best news forecast or the 3rd best news program in Trinidad and Tobago. When Brian called me on Friday morning, he said, Saeed, I have news for you. I said, what? He said, you have made it. Not 1, not 2, but number 3. I said, what? He said, you are the 3rd best show. I said, you're joking. I said, send me the details. But watch me. When I saw that, I was shocked. I said, Brian, I always remember when you tell me, weather the storm, no matter what it is. And I did that. Caller, good night.
Good night, good night.
My friend, what have you and the family been doing to keep the one love?
Well, Mr. Saeed, Friday night is for weeks now, months now. Friday is the only day me and my family get, especially on a Friday evening. We sit down, look for example, this evening, we sit down and make Sahina Pulori and thing, and we sit down quickly and wait and see, and we are watching the show right now.
Sahina and Pulori, wow.
Sahina and Pulori.
That's good, that's good. Keep the family together, my friend, and be safe.
Yeah, well, it was just me and my big show and them here, show them the inside, you know. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So viewers, I weathered my storm. My friends, family side, you ain't gonna make it. You're gonna fail. You would never become a top gun or make it in the third level. So viewers, 2386716, what have you and the family been doing in this COVID-19 lockdown to keep the one love, to keep the energy, to keep saying I love you, baby? Call her good night. Hello?
Yeah, hello, good night.
My dear, what have you and the family been doing to keep the one love and the family togetherness?
Well, actually, Mrs. Saeed, I love the topic tonight that we're discussing. And, you know, I working still. My husband is not. And sometimes I came home, I get a nice fresh meal, you know, now cook or nearly done cook. He come to pick me up, you know, in work, you know, like them kind of thing. You know, although he was working and he didn't have time, now he have time. You understand? No kids, but just both of us. You know, so when you think that your husband like might be far away from you, like during his working hours stuff and want attention, you get a little better attention. Not to say sex-wise or stuff like that, but it's like both of us together and we have this love, you know. I mean, it's a good topic, you know. Sometimes you get to know your wife better, you get to know your husband better. He do things for you, you don't, you know, look forward for it, and it's done, you know. So, I like this topic.
Thank you so much, my dear. What have you been doing in this COVID-19 lockdown? The husband, the wife, and even the teenagers could call in. 2386716. You see, that is the thing, you know. When you're here independent, and you know where you're heading, and you don't allow people to sidetrack you, you just reach your goal. Call her good night.
Good night, good night.
My friend, what have you and the family been doing to keep the one love?
Well, boy, we was a little long ahead, but well, my child called and she, a morning when she was about to get up, get a cockroach, and I rushed it on she bed. I start the ball, and I run in room, I said, "Darling, to go, come kill a cockroach. And after I kill the cockroach, I get real love from she."
So you all having fun in the lockdown?
Yeah, boy, that's at night, and we send that, we moving like a lovey-dovey.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, tonight we share any love. We share any love. What have the family been doing in the lockdown? Now, according to police officers, some of my personal friends who have ranks, they said, Saeed, since the COVID have been introduced in Trinidad, since the lockdown have taken place, he said, if we get in 10 calls for the night, 8 is domestic violence. Why should there be domestic violence in a time like this? Why should you want to separate yourself from your loved one when you decided to marry her, to be with her in health, in poverty, in sickness? Why no? Call her good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Ali.
My dear, thank you for joining us. What have you and the loved ones been doing to keep the one love in the family?
Well, the one love, Mr. Ali, what I look at you on evenings, I only watch your dressing. Suit. Your suit. I fall in love with your suit. So I feel that gentleman have a problem with you with your suit. Right? So you take care and have a good night. I just watch your program. I love your program.
Thank you, my dear.
I'm from Plumita, so you should know who I am.
Plumita, I understand.
You know you do my toy drive.
Yes, I know that voice.
Thank you very, very much.
How is everybody in Plumita?
Good.
Someday when I get a little spare time, I will drive up.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, my dear, for locking on.
Visit.
Hey, Christmas time has been nice in Plumita, you know. Christmas time has been nice in Plumita. So viewers, that is our topic for tonight. 2386716. What have the family been doing together? It's Real Talk Relationship segment. The only relationship show in Trinidad and Tobago. I am proud to say that. We have reached goals. I have reached in places with this show that night I didn't even dream of. I have seen people, couples come to me that I never thought that they had problems. I never thought that. But I gotta tell you something. It doesn't matter what position you have in this life, you will have problems. And since I have launched the show, I have seen people come to me, like I said, that I never thought would end up in front of me. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
What have you and the family been doing?
Hello?
Yes, you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Good night.
What have you and the family been doing to keep the love?
Well,
Good night.
to be honest with you, sir, I am sitting down with my 3 motherless children watching you and enjoying the show. We just had dinner. One of my relatives just sent some aqua for me. Today's one of my grand's birthday. She just sent a little Dalporian thing for me. Oh, Lord, I am lying. During this time, I am having a time with my 3 motherless children.
You're locked on.
All right, okay.
Thank you, my dear.
Okay, then.
So you see, people, this is feedback we get from our show. We are reaching out. We are reaching out. I have set goals and I have accomplished it. Just imagine over 200 couples from January to today. 200 couples. And let me tell you something, I have given them homework to do. They have been successful. Instead of splitting up, they want to re-engage. They want to, you know, some people that is remarry, keep their anniversary going. This is the distance Real Talk relationship segment have been reaching. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
My dear, what have you and the family been doing to keep the one love?
Okay, so far, we plant a garden.
Okay.
We making doubles, of course.
Nice.
Right, and husband helping me wash and mop and sweep. And you know, one thing helping me, and we working together and we cooking in the kitchen. Couple's goal. So we say.
Good. So you actually get him in the kitchen to cook and mop?
Yeah, but once he flip the bar and he turn the roti and all these kind of things.
I know these things, yeah.
These simple things.
Thank you for sharing it with us, my dear.
Okay, thank you, dear. Enjoy your night. Bye-bye.
You too, bye. See, viewers, we are reaching goals. We are keeping the family together. Now I'm going to tell you something. If there is a husband or there's a wife that never did anything with their significant other, I'm going to tell you something. You see, now, in this lockdown, the husband is getting to know the wife better. And the wife is getting to know the husband better. Yes, we understand that you was courting, you was liming, you're married 20 years together. But it's different now. Because for the 20 years, 5 o'clock you're out the house, 7 o'clock you're now coming back. Because why? You have a responsibility to maintain your significant other. You never got the time. But with the lockdown, things are different. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
My dear, what have you and the family been doing?
Hi, this is the caller with the 16-year-old child.
Yes.
Hi, I just want to apologize to the nation because I am still locked on to the show, but I must commend you that tonight the show is very pleasant. But I just want to apologize to the nation because I do not have a 16-year-old daughter. I just was find that the program that day and the week before was very pleasant. But thank you for the segment tonight.
Thank you, my dear. And we do accept your apology. Now, viewers. Now you all will understand what Real Talk relationship segment is about. Now you all will understand. You see, I'm going to tell you something. Everybody who is uneducated, they all thought that the show was about a sex show. You all judged the book before you even open the book to read what's inside. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night.
My friend,
tune in here.
what have you and the wife or the family have been doing to keep the oneness?
Well, before I answer that, I tune into the show. Is this a Dr. Raj show by chance?
This, no. Wrong number. This is not a Dr. Raj show. This is a show that, let me tell you something. If you're thinking about breaking up and you watch this show, you will realize it makes no sense breaking up. Like I said, since the show have launched in January, if Tat had a problem with the show, they would have contacted me one time. Saeed, your show is too vulgar, too this, too that. If you could bring across in a different way, it's not a problem. But my show have been making waves. It teaches, it educates, it puts you in a way with the husband and the wife that you would spend quality time. And I'm going to tell you something. A relationship have nothing to do with religion. It have nothing to do with religion. And that is a misconception that a lot of people had. Remember when the guy said, when he heard I said it was satisfaction, he switched off the TV and he come outside to call me. So now I want to ask that gentleman, is your wife satisfied with you in how you treat her, in how you deal with the household? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
My friend, what have you and the family been doing to keep the oneness in this COVID lockdown?
Well, we almost every night we kneel down and pray together.
Wonderful.
And I'm really enjoying your show.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing, a wonderful thing, this evening, I give God thanks and praise because I get up and I wash the wares.
Well done.
And listen, man, it was a joy because when I think to myself, who does dirty the wares and things? And if I could help out wash wares and do little chores around the house.
Yes, yes. So, my friend, is this the first time you're doing it?
No. I recently started.
Oh, okay. Oh, so because of the work you could not help out.
That's right. Now, what I do to go further than washing the wares, I have a small point grinder. I put on a grind in this, and I took all my wife's old pots and things, and I put it outside.
Clean it up.
Yeah, and I clean it up, shine it up, and think, man, I'm feeling happy too bad.
Nice. I am sure she's pleased.
How you mean?
My friend, thank you for sharing it with us.
Keep up the good work. God bless.
Thank you. So you see, viewers, hey, Nathan, tonight is really a mashup. Tonight is really a Fire Friday, you know. People had the concept of, oh, it's a sex show, and it's this. Let me tell you something. As a Muslim, I will not come out on television and degrade myself. When I stand here from Monday to Friday, religiously, I represent the Muslim. Being a Muslim, spiritual leader. Secondly, I represent the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Thirdly, I am a voice for those that are afraid to talk. Caller, good night.
Good night, good night.
My friend, what have you and the family been doing to keep the love in the house?
Well, I envy plenty people call and talking nice, and when I go in front of my Dula and I say, good morning, love you. She said, look, move from in front of me.
But here what you had to do. When you hear you going by the Dulahin, put a little chocolate. And say, Duru, I bring this for you.
She's not a little child. She's not no little child. She tell me.
No, it doesn't. You see, that is the thing. Caller, thank you for calling. I understand what you're saying. So before we prolong that, I understand what you're saying. You see, I'm going to tell you something. it have women. Just how when you're liming a girl, you go buy the most expensive thing. You go buy the biggest chocolate. And you will groove her in. Step by step by step. Let me tell you something. A relationship is something that you have to keep working on. You see, like a car engine, if you do not change your oil every 30 days or every 10,000 kilometers, your engine will lose its combustion and it will start to get a problem. So your relationship now is something you have to keep working on. I never say your relationship is an engine, you know. I never say that. If you want a car working good, you say that you keep servicing it. I'm drawing a reference. So if you have a doodle darling, in order for she to keep loving you, you have to keep working on it. You have to keep working on it. Don't just get up and say, you know, darling, I love you January. And you know December month reach and you never say it again. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. So those of you who have called in and boost our show tonight with your input, I do want to thank you so much. You are the ones who understand what the show is about. So, to the woman who called in and finally came out with the truth when she realized what the show was about. Navin, God is working mysterious ways. I always say that. I always say that. Let me tell you about me. I could have exposed Uncle so bad. Uncle wife, Uncle children, Uncle house. So bad and so stink. But I said to myself, I said, so you hear, I hear the song now. Twiddly doodly doodly doo doo doo. I heard it in my ears. Saieed, why must you belittle yourself for somebody who is older than you and cannot give an advice? I have called you into this domain. I have blessed you. I created a show for you and I am making you number one. Why should you belittle yourself for somebody who clearly don't know how to give a proper advice? So when I heard that bird singing twiddly doodly doodly doo doo doo, I said to myself, I said, Lord, I said, thank you. That is why, that is why I could come here and I could smile tonight. Like I said, the other host, but the clip I aired earlier, he's a Muslim brother. We bow down to La ilaha illallah together. So why should I go condemning him? Why? Does that make me better than him? No, if I condemn him, I would be just like him. Correct? If I condemn him, I would be just like him. So why should I? You see, this is hey, that's what I was saying, you know. This is the reason why I don't ask people to advise, to advertise. When God is blessing me, when God is blessing my sweat, when God is blessing my daily bread, why should I depend on somebody else? When every day in the wilderness, I am getting fresh manna to eat. And I remember that story, have it in that story? Moses in the wilderness. I am getting fresh manna to eat. God is blessing me with it. So why should I depend on X, Y, and Z when I am getting it from up there? Hey, let me tell you something. I was talking to my staff just now. The guy said Saieed is rate up himself. One of my cars that I showed on television, the convertible BMW, the blue, that is over $300,000. And it's only when I put it up on television, then people realize the kind of car Saieed had. Do I ever boast about myself? No. What I boast on is my education. Because I worked, I sweat, night after night, burning the oil in the lamp to make sure and educate myself. So I could stand here. And one thing I could tell you is that God don't like people who just boast. Because just how we raise you up, he could raise you down. He could bring you down. Just how he raised you up, he could bring you down. So why am I going to boast? I will boast on my education because God knows how I sweat for it. Arabic, Urdu, Sanskrit, Hebrew, Greek, and English. I sweat for it. I didn't sit down and it fall in my lap. So if I have to boast, I will boast on what God blessed me with, not on what man gave me. So viewers, I do want to thank you for joining us tonight on our Real Talk Relationship segment. It was a pleasure being here. And for Uncle, educate somebody instead of bringing down somebody. Stand up for somebody instead of you calling somebody to find some way to bring down somebody. Until we meet again, viewers, Allahumma sarri aba'unta, kel kabara'ina, jartabuna kaba'illa. Always depend on God for what you want. Bow down, kneel down, and pray. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all his righteousness, all his wealth, all his fame, all the power that you desire on earth will be added unto you. But first, Allah haba urba anta. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Until we meet again, good night.